After releasing 2 EPs, Kiwi band Silk Cut have their debut album ready to go. Here is band leader Andrew Thorne speaking from his home in Titirangi about making Our Place in the Stars. But first, let him introduce the band to you.
I play guitar and sing and do the lion's share of the writing.
Right.
And it's my old friend Aidan Phillips on bass guitar. He used to be in the Bads
Right.
and played on their second and third album, I think. A gentleman by the name of Justin McLean, who plays in a band called the Roulettes, is on second guitar, and our drummer is a youngster, lowering the average age of the band by about 20 years, I think. His name is Jaden Lee, and he's playing in Hands Off at the moment, so he gets a lot of full time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you got a rhythm section of Aiden and Jaden.
That's right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're thinking of changing our names by deed-poll to something that rhymes with that, but
All right. So you've put out 2 EPs before this. When did you decide that it was time for an LP, and why did you decide that?
we put out the first 2 EPs, each with 5 songs on, and they've got quite a good response, actually, good write-ups from overseas blogs and that sort of thing as well, which was encouraging.
Yep.
And we thought, we'll just keep on putting out EPs. But with lockdown and everything, I wrote a whole bunch of songs, and I just thought, let's just make it a long player. And for promotion-wise, I think it's probably it's easier to get it out to people when they see an album. They're a bit more responsive sometimes. Yeah. So, and the songs were there, and the recording was fun, so we just kept on going. Yeah.
All right. So the sound of the band, when you recruited the rest of the band members, did in your mind, did you already have an idea of what this should sound like, or did it happen because of the 3 other guys that were working with you?
I had pretty fixed ideas of what I wanted to do. I wanted to do generally songs that were longer than the 3-minute pop format,
right?
With a more ebb and flow, a bit more dynamic, and real concentration on the guitars. So the songs on the album were fairly heavily demoed, and then we went and sort of recreated those with better sounds and things in the studio. And one song in particular, I gave to Justin, and he worked on it at home. I tried various melodies and lyrics and things, and I just couldn't come up with anything, so I sent it to him, and he finished it off and put extra guitar on. And it took it to some place that I wouldn't have even thought of, so it's great. That's a song called I Remember the Winter, which is track 2.
Right. Okay. And so what did he bring to it, do you think, and how did he?
He's from Dunedin, and he's very much of that Flying Nun alternative indie guitar world, and it's phenomenal to watch, actually. The sounds come out, and you're sort of looking at his guitar going, how is he doing that? Because it's sort of this wash, just adding really nice sort of alternative kind of melodies and phrasing to my quite sort of pop songs,
right,
at times. So really love what he's done to the songs. And it's funny, now we're playing older songs that he hadn't played on, and I'm going, oh shit, I wish I'd put that on the recording, So yeah.
All right. So that you mentioned, that's track 2. Track 1 is a thing called A Very Special. Is it Live or Life?
Life, A Very Special Life. Yes.
I can't read my own writing is my problem. So
that's right.
So you've done a music video. You've let off the album with that. So it must be somewhat an important song to you.
I think that one's probably the most immediate. It's got quite a big power pop sort of a chorus,
right?
And the lyrics were largely written by Morrissey, but he doesn't know it.
Okay, I won't hold that against you.
Yeah. There's an interview with Russell Brand, who you possibly hate as well.
No, I like Russell.
And Morrissey's talking about the modern thing of, you know, people taking lots of photos of themselves and expecting to become famous, and the level of entitlement and that sort of thing. So I sort of took some of those phrases and put them together in a song. Yeah.
Yeah. And did you have much to do with the video that accompanies it?
Funnily enough, we shot some you know, camera footage of ourselves playing along, and then just sort of put them into this video that this guy in Spain made for us.
Oh, really?
I just found him on a website, and he says, you know, he'll make music videos for you. Send him the song, and he makes the music video for you. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Because I noticed there was like some found footage, old cartoons from like the 30s.
Yeah, old cartoons and some weird movies with the original Joker and stuff in them. So yeah.
Okay. So listening to the album as a whole, I'm feeling there's like an underlying or overlying kind of vibe, almost a sadness about it. It's not an up-tempo happy album. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, well, that might reflect my state of mind more than anything. But yeah, I guess over the last couple of years, it's been a bit of a time of reflection, and you know, we're all getting a bit older. Maybe we're reflecting, you know,
yes,
our ultimate demise.
Right. Well, how has being out in Titirangi in lockdown been for you?
The first one was actually lovely because the weather was great, and that was enjoyable. But the second one was quite hard work, I think. There was a lot of anguish, I think, about what we're doing with our lives and what we're doing with our world and that sort of thing. So, but yeah, we're on the other side now. So onwards and upwards. We just need the rain to stop so we can go out to some gigs.
I actually think the lousy summer weather is worse than the COVID, or you know, the lockdown.
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
I'm here in central Auckland, and usually the place is bustling and buzzing, and it's just like there's like this weird kind of look out the window.
Yeah, it's quite oppressive, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then when it does stop raining, it gets so hot and steamy. It's like Thailand or somewhere. It's
Yep. We're in monsoon season, it feels like. All right. Also, as the album goes on, one band came to my mind as a comparison, as people like me tend to do, which is Pink Floyd. Is that a fair?
Funnily enough, over lockdown, I really got into Pink Floyd and David Gilmour's guitar playing, and all iterations, the original and even the one without Roger Waters, and David Gilmour's solo stuff, and then Roger Waters' solo stuff, and just quite fantastic, and even more fantastic when you realize the limitations of how they were recording those albums, you know. Like Dark Side of the Moon on 16 track or something. It is quite fantastic. Yeah.
So how did you record your album? Did you have unlimited? Is it all digital, unlimited tracks? And were you doing it yourself? What was the scenario?
We went into the lab.
Oh yeah, lab's right down here.
Yeah, and worked with the fantastic Ollie Harmer. And as I say, the songs were pretty well demoed up, so we had quite a lot of guide tracks to work with and know exactly what sort of sounds we were going for. And to get technical for a moment, on three of the songs, we used there's an English engineer called Hugh Padgham he came up with that famous Phil Collins "In the Air Tonight," whereby you record just the shells of the drums and not any cymbals.
Oh, okay.
So you go back and record those separately. That way you can compress the snot out of the toms and the kick and stuff. So we recorded three of the songs that way, and Zed Brooks, who ended up mixing the album and mastering it, had full license to, you know, make the snare as 80s as he liked on a particular one. There's the song called Manta Ray it's a very sort of slow, floaty song, and it's got lots of doo-doom, doo-doom sort of tom drums in there. And at one point we even said to Jaden, I'll go and slip in the air tonight.
Right.
Drum fill. So if anyone can hear it, there's a free T-shirt for them if they.
Oh,
can
there you go.
Yeah.
So when you take the show on the road, what's going to happen then?
We'll just be a 4-piece, and we'll be using very limited backing tracks, just to run synth washes and stuff. But I think at this stage we're planning on doing about 10 songs, and I think about half of them will have backing tracks.
Right.
But the rest will just be played between the 4 of us. So
right.
yeah.
Right.
We're really looking forward to it, actually. So we've had a couple of rehearsals, and yeah, it's sounding greater than the sum of its parts, and better, sort of far more dynamic than the album. So we're excited.
Right. So how does the band, where does it stand? Because you, like you say, you all do other things, and I know you've done a lot of guitar playing with folks as well. So is it a side project? Is it your main thing? Is it something you do when you get to? How do you look at it?
It's kind of my main thing at the moment, definitely.
Right.
I have a day job and family and kid and stuff. So
Yep.
there's limited time. So I just want to concentrate on things that I really enjoy, and I really enjoy sort of making my own music at the moment. So that's what I'm sticking with. I can't speak for the other guys, but
right. What brought you together with those guys?
I've got good friends that play with Jaden in Hands Off.
Right.
And they all recommended him. He's an old soul. I think he's only 26 or 27, but he's like a 60-year-old man in a 26-year-old's body. He's sort of a little bit grumpy and but very, very wise. And obviously a fantastic drummer.
Mm-hmm.
And Aidan I've known for 25 years. He was in second iteration of Splitter, and played on an album we did about 20 years ago or so. And Justin, I actually just met through Facebook.
Right.
I keep on seeing his posts and liking them, and then thinking, this guy's very similar to me. And
right.
So I just sort of, you have these friends on Facebook that you've never actually met. I'd sort of bridged the gap and said, hey, would you like to try finishing this song I can't finish? And yeah.
And suddenly he's in your band.
Yeah, thankfully.
Very good. Now, wanted to get to the end of the album because we talked about the beginning of it. It ends with a little instrumental thing called The Sweeney, but before that, there's something called Mountain Under the Sea, which is one of the longer tracks on the record. What can you tell me? Why is that there? Where did it come from? What do you got to say about it?
Well, that's possibly the most Pink Floydish, if you were going to point the finger. It's got 3 big guitar solos in it, and it's got that sort of slow, plodding Pink Floyd vibe to it. The guitars are going through Leslie speakers. Lyrically, it's coming from a place of getting a bit older, and as you grow up, you sort of you look for mentors and people to inspire you, and maybe try and be a little bit like, or you think, oh, they're cool, I'll adopt a little bit of what they're doing. But I think you get to a certain point, and then you just realize no one knows what they're doing. No one's got any idea what they're doing. So you're on your own.
That's a fact.
So everyone's walking around blind, and no one is really cool. So that's lyrically where that song's coming from. And we just wanted a big sort of bombastic ending to the album.
Right. So when you were recording that particular track, are you all in the studio together? Are you playing it live? Are there overdubs?
Yep.
How does it work?
Yeah. All the songs were recorded live with bass, drums, and me on guitar.
Right.
And then we went back and cherry picked and maybe changed guitar tracks and stuff. And we had session players come in. We had a guy called Mark Stephen who was amazing on the Hammond organ. So he's played on about 3 or 4 tracks.
Yep.
With the big Leslie speaker, and Ollie's got an old 1960s Hammond B3, I think, down there. And then other Christina Cushell, who we're playing with at the Thirsty Dog, she came and did some Floydian backing vocals here and there.
Yep.
Yeah, and
I love it when
yeah,
you
so-
say that. Immediately, the sound hits your head. You know, you're just like suddenly hearing "whoa."
yeah, exactly. Yeah, she can do all that. She's an amazing singer. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, but definitely the kernel of the songs is all played live. So the bass is going down at the same time as the drums. Yeah.
Right. All righty. So what are you going to do when the album's on release day? You're gigging, right?
We're gigging. So yeah, it comes out on the Wednesday. On Thursday, the 23rd, we're playing down in Hamilton at Navara
Right.
Lounge.
Right.
And then the following Friday, then the next day, Friday, we're playing the Thirsty Dog.
Right.
And then the following Wednesday, we're very excited to be supporting the Hoodoo Gurus.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Yeah. And are you thinking further ahead? Have you got more stuff in the works?
Yeah. Well, we, as I say, the second song is called "I Remember the Winter," so that's being out for I Remember the Winter tour.
Right.
So hopefully we'll get some gigs together and go out in July.
Right.
And maybe further afield. I'd love to get down to the South Island and play down there as well. Yeah.
All right. Well, it sounds like it's
we've
all
got
happening.
we've got a South Island kind of a vibe, I think.
Yeah. Well, Justin helps that, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He'll be able to source us gear to borrow, hopefully.
Very good. Yeah. Well, it's a great sounding record. I enjoy listening to it. So good luck with
great.
it all. Hopefully, we'll see you at the Thirsty Dog, and
Absolutely.
it'll do whatever it needs to do for you.
Okay. Thanks, Marty.
All right.
Have a
Thank you
great
very
day.
much. Have a good one.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.